Welcome, everybody, to this School for Professional Dog Listeners YouTube channel. Great to be here again. Today it is myself, Ali, and I'm here with Kate, and we're going to be talking about how dog listening transforms humans too. This ripple effect of joyful, calm transformation. So we're talking about something that we see all the time. People come to us focused on their dog, of course, looking for help for specific behaviours. But what they don't expect is how much it might change them. And this was certainly true for myself. I considered myself to be calm and confident before Chili came into my life. And yet, the mirror that she held up to me showed me that maybe that wasn't always the case. Sometimes I wasn't always being myself, kind of masking my true self. As I was thinking this, as I was thinking about what we were going to talk about today, I was really having a think about this, and it reminded me that, yeah, really I was not being as authentic as I could have been. And I feel like my dogs are always leading me to becoming my most authentic self. I mean, I don't pay them as much as self-development coaches, but I feel like they've been really powerful ones. What about in your experience, Kate? What have you seen in terms of what people learn about themselves through learning dog listening for their dogs?
Mm. Yeah, for me personally, I think it was so before I did dog listening, if you'd watched the previous videos, YouTube videos, you'll know that I used to be assistant head teacher, and I'd gone on so many leadership courses, like so many. And they were quite complex and really quite deep, about leadership. And it was so interesting when I came to dog listening because I learned far more about really good leadership than I ever did from any of those courses. And I think it was just the simplicity of it and just knowing that it didn't have to be that complex. And the fact that my dog Teddy really did always, keep me on the right path with that, and always would reflect back to me when I wasn't getting it quite right or wasn't hitting the mark with him. So yeah, I think that for me personally, that was one of the biggest shifts that dog listening had for me. And I was like, oh, and that's what I love about dog listening is it's so simple, so
And,
simple.
and and I love what you said just there about Teddy kind of letting you know when you get it right or you get it wrong, and it's about moving from this real trying to control our dogs to actually learning how to lead them and
Mm,
what we need to do. What does that look like for all of us?
yeah.
We're all individuals. Our dogs are all individuals, so it's going to look different for everybody. Um, but one thing I think that happens for most people that I work with is there's something about confidence. There's something about when clients learn how to cope with a dog that's either stressed out or challenging in a high pressure moment. When they learn that they can both get through that, there's this sort of a learnt self-awareness that, oh, I can be confident here. I can lead in this kind of situation. Um, yeah, it's such an interesting one. I think that confidence is quite an interesting point to discuss because it's one that we sometimes need to fake. When we don't feel confident, but we need to act it sometimes. A bit like fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
It's like a practice, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think with a lot of the people I teach dog listening to, it is that you've got to convince the dog that, okay, I am the right person for this job, this decision making. And the
Mm.
thing is, not everybody is naturally going to have that confidence or,
Mm.
that ability to be that leader that the dog, I suppose, needs. And it is, you're learning alongside your dog, which is so lovely. And you're kind of learning from each other. And it's just this beautiful journey that you go on together where your dog's learning how to be more calm and relaxed. And you're learning this wonderful, calm, kind leadership and building your own confidence as well.
Yeah,
And that is what I find really magical about dog listening is
me
the
too.
impact it can have on both you and your dog.
And I love that we're on this journey together, human and dog, because of, we're all just doing our best in any given moment, humans and dogs. And yeah, it really does take practice to, you can act it to start with, but with that practice, you can really, really start to feel it. And then your dog starts to feel it as well,
Yeah.
which is just, it's very special.
Um, and I think as well, along with the confidence, I think what dog listening has taught me as well the most is to be patient.
Mm.
I think I came from a very fast-paced environment before I changed my whole career path. And it was like literally spinning the plates constantly and go, 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 and do, 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 do. And I've learned through dog listening to be patient and to be and to, go at a pace that's right for my dog rather than I need this now. I need them to change now. That was
Yeah,
that was a huge realization for me as well.
because you can't rush animals. The animals are not very good at being rushed or put under pressure. There will always be some kind of behavioral effect if should that happen. So yeah, patience is a big one. And I think for me, another big one was a sort of learning how to say no in life. I know that's probably sounds a bit odd to many, and maybe others can resonate. But I think my dogs have taught me that I can give myself permission to say no. And it began when I was saying no for them, because I knew what was best for them, what was in their best interests. And then somehow, as I was practicing it for them, somehow it trickled over to me and in my life, and I realized, oh, I can say no for myself as well.
Yes.
It really, really has been so fascinating to revisit what I've learned through practicing dog listening for myself and then as a professional.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dogs are incredible at keeping us, you know, getting us back to what matters and, nature and just to kind of get rid of all this stuff that doesn't matter in our lives, and that instant gratification that we're always striving for and just to relax into life because and to sit to see each day as it comes and to live in the moment. Our dogs are so good at showing us that how to live in the moment because
Mm.
that's what they do all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is an amazing self-development tool as well, dog listening, isn't it?
I agree with you about they show us what's important and it helps us feel that groundedness in the moment so that we end up being less reactive in high pressure situations outside of being with our dogs. Yeah, really, really interesting how um, what the connection is between what we learn with our dogs and then what we learn about ourselves in other areas of life.
Mm.
Um, as professional dog listeners, we're often talking about, building this beautiful relationship with our dogs. We're encouraging our clients, as you say, to be patient, slow down, start deeply listening to their dogs, which shows them what their dogs need. And then they can make this, deeper connection on an even more profound level. And we hear these amazing stories about skills transferring. And I was just thinking of one from my own clients. I'm thinking of some really lovely new grandparents who had learnt and practiced dog listening with me, and then were actually thrown into looking after their grandchildren really quite suddenly due to life. And they were explaining to me how they were able to take what they had learnt in kind and consistent boundary setting, actually, for their grandchildren when they were asked to look after them. And they said it worked really nicely, just not applying all of dog listening, but it was just that feeling of this is how we set kind, consistent boundaries. So it's a really nice example.
Yeah, I do wish I'd known dog listening and what I know now when I was younger. Just just to, implement some of the stuff and the skills that I've developed personally into my everyday life. I just wish I'd learnt it sooner.
Mm.
Because it is so wonderful that it's taught me about myself as well,
Mm.
about how to help dogs.
Yeah. And isn't that one of the reasons, one of the biggest reasons why we have included quite a lot of our content in the course to, help with this personal development side of things, because it's just so obvious, you know, to us when we've studied it, what's happened with us, what's happened with our clients, how we see it all the time. Um, so yeah, we made sure we've included quite a lot about that in the course.
Yeah, it's like we've weaved it into our lessons, haven't we? And just to make sure that not only you're looking after yourself, but you're also realizing what a consultation would be like from your client's perspective, depending on where they've come from and how to best help them, but also yourself in those situations that we've obviously learnt along the way. So it's wonderful to be able to deliver those kind of realizations and skills to people throughout the course as well.
Mm.
Mm.
So, if someone's listening right now, maybe you're on the fence, you want to help your dog, but you're perhaps a bit skeptical about the personal growth part that Kate and I have been just talking about. Kate, would you recommend or suggest something that would be really valuable that they would learn studying dog listening?
I think the biggest thing that you can learn from dog listening is to to look at yourself. It's it's a hard thing to do. In fact, I had a discovery call with somebody yesterday, and when on the call, she realized, oh, it's me. It's not the dog. It's me. And I'm like, yes. And when we can switch our mindset and start to look at ourselves and do that work for ourselves as well, the impact then that has on the dog is incredible.
Mm, yeah. And I would say this feeling of connectedness that we gain, not just to our dog, but also to the rest of the natural world. This kind of knowledge of when you peel back the layers of the modern world, we're all still the same. It's a knowing of what really matters to us, a letting go of what no longer serves us. It's just this self-confidence and in ourselves. It's what we sometimes struggle with, I think, at the moment in this fast-paced world with the many pressures, the many distractions. But learning to connect in this way with our dogs, we end up learning who we really are and what we really can do.
And it's truly holistic in every sense for us and for our dogs.
It certainly is. So, well, thank you for joining us today. We hope you found something that has resonated with you during our chat. If you'd like to ask us anything further, or you would like to comment on anything we've mentioned, then please do so in the comments below. Please also remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because not only does that mean it lets you know when we publish a new video, but it also really helps us gaining traction in this busy YouTube space. Our mission is to spread the word about dog listening, to help more people and encourage more people to know about this natural approach to living with dogs. So thank you so much for helping us do that. We're going to be back next time to talk about the impact dog listeners can have on dogs and owners.
Thanks, guys.